Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Rocket League on the main stage here at the Alberta Esports Championship. If you were not with us yesterday, we had 15 teams enter the round-robin gauntlet. 8 of those teams advanced to the playoff bracket that we had the pleasure of watching this morning, and now 2 of those teams emerged victorious to earn their spot in the grand finals of AEC 2024 on the stage that you see in front of you right now. We've got the Cougars from Calgary Christian School and the home field advantage LCI Samurai. Both of these teams went completely undefeated in both round robin and playoffs. Both of these teams have shown complete dominance over the competition, Wedger.
Dominance now and like potential going forward, man. I think both of these teams have a lot of potential and a lot of capabilities. So I'm really eager to see what today brings, and in the future too, keeping an eye on them. These guys are great to watch.
Yeah, I mean, when you're going undefeated over the course of an entire weekend, like an entire tournament, obviously you're doing something right. But you know, one of these teams is going to have to face defeat for the first time.
Yep.
We're going to find out which of these 2 squads is that's going to be, and which of these 2 squads is the best in the West.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think, you know, one of them might have conceded like a game or something like that in the series that they've played, but I think like both of them being able to bounce back and remain undefeated, I think goes to like, you know, speaks to their composure as a team and their ability to bounce back and not let the losses weigh them down, but use it as a learning point and as a stepping point upward.
Absolutely, so, and I mean, we saw both these teams in day 1 when we cast it on main stage, and we talked about kind of the cohesion of the Cougars. You know, these guys, they're triplets. They've got that innate chemistry, no matter what, and they've shown it all weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the chemistry is going to be a big thing. The things I want to look for this game, and I think we've seen the Cougars demonstrate, and LCI. Things I want to keep an eye out for are control on the ball. Are they going to be just banging the ball away, playing banger bingo the whole time? Are they going to be controlling things? Are they going to be setting up pass plays? Are they going to be looking for their teammates? And how are they going to look defensively? You know, are they going to be panicking on the back line in those tense moments? You know, or are they just going to be challenging when it's appropriate and not double committing and overextending?
Yeah, and I mean, really, only time will tell, because we've seen different play styles from both of these teams throughout the weekend. They've been able to switch it up and kind of react to the teams in front of them. So we don't really know what we'll be seeing from any of them, but we're about to find out, because I believe we have both of the teams in the lobby here.
Shortly.
Some people moving in and out, but we should be underway very soon. It looks like we've got pretty much
almost everyone. Yeah. And Chad, I mean, I'd like to know what your guys' prediction is too between these 2 teams. I know we got the chance to see the Cougars live yesterday for our very first show match, so I'm eager to see what you guys have for predictions. Personally, Max and I were talking about this prior to the game. I'm going to say in the best of 7, I think we're going to get a barn burner. I think it's going to be a 4-3, but I think it's going to go to LCI.
Yeah, it's going to be a close one for sure. And, you know, just for the sake of the content, I'm going to predict against you.
Naturally, of course.
But we are underway here.
Here we go. We are underway. Game 1 of best of 7, the final match on the big stage. Right away, we got some pressure for the Cougars and an immediate goal 5 seconds in. Nathan getting dapped up out of the corner ball here. Jonathan has a little bit of boost, gets a nice bounce out, doesn't bounce too far into the net. And I think Ethan even got a bump on the back line there, freeing up one, or I guess busying one defender. Easy first goal.
Yeah, that's a big statement for the Cougars coming out in this one. They wanted to mount that pressure early, and they did a really good job of it.
Yeah, let's hope that remains consistent as the game goes on here. Hopefully that latency doesn't persist. We've been having tech issues all day, so we do appreciate you guys' patience. But here we go. Oh, big save from Jarga. Almost gets the 50 muscle through from Nathan. Stays in the corner, cleared out wide. Cheetah bullied off the ball, has to regroup and get the boost. Ethan sends it hot. Double commit there coming out from LCI. And see, that's what we're talking about, you know. The double commit pays off sometimes. Oh, Saucy might have the net to himself here. Jonathan scrambling back, makes the save. But yeah, sometimes those double commits on defense, they're necessary sometimes, and other times they end up just putting you in a compromising position, you know?
Yeah, maybe some of those first game jitters that you're talking about.
Yep. And just like that, Jarga with the equalizer.
Tied up nice and quick here from Jarga. He was the difference maker in that first series that they played up on stage. He's been the difference maker all weekend.
Yep.
And makes Cougars pay for that mistake, able to tie this one up early.
Yeah, misread off the bounce on the back wall there. I think the defender might have just been a little bit boostless. And ends up just missing the challenge, and it gives Jarga the free chance there. So yeah, I think we've seen some of Jarga's other gameplay, and yeah, he's been a very vital component of their team. He's very composed. His aerial control is fantastic. So we've seen a lot of good things from him. Very promising player.
Yeah, very fast, smart, mechanical player. We've seen that from a lot of different players. I mean, all 6 of these players have demonstrated that over the weekend to varying degrees. Obviously, if they're here, they've worked
Yeah.
hard to get here,
Absolutely.
and it's paid off. And one of these teams is going to go ahead
Oh
victorious.
my goodness. Saucy Shark finding a nearly 0-degree angle there in the corner. Ends up just scraping it off Nathan's chrome dome, across the net and in.
Persistence there off the hood of Nathan, and he's able to just muscle it in over him.
We gotta see. We got a game on our hand for sure.
We sure do.
Oh yeah. I think both teams definitely want this, and like you said, like each team deserves to be here, man. Like they played really well throughout this whole weekend.
Ooh.
Close shot there from Cheetah, almost going top bins. Nathan tries to keep it wide. Saucy Shark keeping that pressure on. Jarga going into the corner, boneless, ends up getting bullied off the ball. Jarga rotates out, and see, that's that communication that we're talking about too. It's important to know when your teammates are challenging and when you need to get out of the ball if you're boostless or if you're not in a good situation to challenge. Nice to see some support for the triplets in chat too, the Cougars.
Yeah, support for both teams.
Yeah,
as well.
absolutely.
We saw some LCI, obviously LCI
yeah.
support in the crowd as well, them being the hometown favorites.
Naturally.
Support coming out for both teams, though, is always good to see.
Almost just halfway through the game here, and we've seen relatively even everything from both teams. And like we mentioned yesterday, if you're able to catch the, whoa, Jarga with the bar Deezy at the third line, coming in hot.
Yeah.
Beautiful goal.
Very hot shot here from Jarga. Jonathan's backwards in net with no boost, no chance of getting up to that one, and it's just a really, really clean shot there from Jarga to extend the lead for LCI.
Absolutely, he's up fast, and a big word for me that I like to talk about and look for in players is anticipation. And I mean, you can see it in all sports.
Yeah.
But anticipation's a big thing. I mean, sure, you can know where the ball is right now, but it's knowing where the ball is going to be, knowing where your teammates are going to be, and coordinating plays between each other.
Yeah, they talk about that a lot in high-level play. It's being able to think 3 steps ahead of not only where the ball is now, but where it's going to be.
And where it is right now, it's in the net.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
And there's a goal there for the Cougars. Awkward floater. We've seen quite a few of those. Cheetah tries to go off the backboard to get a touch there, and it's just not quite going to happen. And the Cougars are able to cut down that 2-goal lead to 1.
Yeah, a lot of time left, just under the halfway point now in game number 1. Clearly, both teams want it. They're not giving anything up easily here. Nathan, handoff on the kickoff, kept wide. Still more pressure in LCI territory. Big clear there. Cougars are sent on the defensive here. Nathan, not a lot of boost. He's going to have to decide to stay down. Gets the challenge off anyhow and still gets the 50. He's going to follow through it. Yeah, I'm anxious to see how these games develop. Oh, Nathan maybe fishing for that demo. Good save from Jarga. Oh, Ethan reaching for it. Just not enough.
Yeah, awkward pinch all the way down the field. I'm not really sure. Oh, no, it's just a shot.
It's just a
It's
bang.
just a shot with how fast it went. I thought he pinched it, but it's just a banger down the field. Ethan tries to make a last-ditch effort at saving it.
Mm-hmm. And I think that there kind of speaks to like the positioning thing. When you're third man, you want to know where are your other teammates when you're third in the rotation, and you need to give yourself enough of a wide berth in the event you see some kind of junkonomics pincher across the field like that, you know?
Yeah, that positioning and spacing, you want to make sure that you're able to cover as many of the potential outcomes as possible, and they just missed that one on that play.
Mm-hmm. And there's another banger that we're talking about here, and it's leaving the Cougars a little bit exposed, but they're able to race back in time. I like that backflip attempt there from Cheetah for the pass. Gets the bicycle kick. Nathan sends it deep. Saucy Shark getting an all right 50. Ball hangs out for just a little bit on the midline here. Cheetah tries to send it up, rotates out, tries to find the demo on the back line, but gets demoed instead. And it's on. Nathan keeps it wide. Pressure stays on, though, from LCI, and a quick hand down from Cheetah into Jarga. 5th goal of the game.
Another one for Jarga. 5 goals for LCI, 4 of them for Jarga, and we talked about how much of an impact Jarga was going to have on this series, and you're seeing that with your very eyes.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's that communication we saw right there. Like, Cheetah drops it down there, and I mean, like, it might not be by the book to just turn around in the corner like that. You might want to let your teammate rotate in, but Jarga sees the opportunity, knows where his third man is on the midline, and then just capitalizes on it. It's a great down ball from Cheetah. Some hang time here for the ball. We got a couple of fakers, couple of bakers. Jonathan tries to go up, ends up staying down. Cheetah, no boost, maybe gets the muscle through. Instead stays wide. Jarga gets the pinch on the midline, no follow through. Saucy Shark post out. Ends up having to rotate out. LCI now on the defensive. Jarga sends the ball wide. Control up the sidewall and a big pinch across field. No one's ready for that one, though. Ball sent on, kept in the corner. Saucy Shark takes it to where no one is. And a big clear from Ethan. Does he see himself on the backboard? Maybe. Cheetah, no, prevents that opportunity. And game number 1 here is looking pretty indicative, Max.
Yeah, definitely. This was a really good performance from LCI out of the gate. I mean, we saw the Cougars score that early goal, but you know, LCI really took control of that one after the fact. They were able to take game 1 by a score of 5-2. And honestly, I'll be interested to see the shots on this one because I had a feeling they would be pretty even.
Yep.
A little bit in favor of LCI, just because they did have a little bit more of that offensive zone pressure. But
really, it's at the end of the day, the shot diff doesn't matter when it's the goal diff, you know?
Exactly. I want to turn off these. Yeah.
Game 2 shortly underway. It looks like someone might just be leaving the match just for a quick wardrobe change or something like that.
Car change, you think?
Yep. Make sure everyone joins. Think they might just have to join.
Or maybe
their
a
team
sub.
Again.
Yeah, we're seeing a sub
Oh,
in
we
here
do see a sub, actually.
LCI.
Yeah, Pest Control coming in hot. Hit the ground running.
So mid-series substitution for LCI in the grand finals.
Crazy.
Bold move, but will it work out for them?
Will it blend? Will they blend together as a team, you know? Pest Control. Throwing some pressure. Wait a minute. All 3 of them are in the corner. Ends up not proving. And then, again, it's that triple commit that we're talking about there. I mean, there, it end up not being a risk to them. But when you see all 3 of your teammates are in the corner, I do believe that leaves none in the net, if my math checks out correctly. And the side pass from Jarga to Cheetah, the rope-a-dope on the midline. Goal number 1 going to Cheetah.
So very aggressive pressure from LCI. Like you were saying, we've seen all 3 of the blue cars on the orange side of the field. So if the Cougars were able to get a quick outlet pass, they would have been in trouble, but they're able to keep that pressure on and score a goal here 30 seconds in.
Yeah, and I like to see that from Jarga. Like we've touched on that before. He's a guy who thinks with the ball. He took the time there. He didn't just swing at the ball when it was into the corner. He looped around, knew his teammate was to the right of him, and made a nice pass play, shakes off some defenders. Seen a little bit of action now from the Cougars. And there's that pass again to Cheetah. Cheetah, unfortunately, also boostless alongside Jarga. Nathan getting a dunk, keeping the pressure in. And another bounce off the backboard here. Hold on, we might have a triple commit. Ends up being kept wide. And these teams are definitely, I don't know, they're falling into shape now. They're starting to feel themselves. And I don't really think we're seeing much of those first game jitters, man. I know we see them a lot. But,
Yeah,
I mean, obviously not the first game anymore, but
it's been solid pressure both ways, and they're almost at a stalemate in a sense. It's been a lot of midfield play. There really has not been offensive zone pressure for either team.
Speaking
a couple
of which,
misses coming out there for the Cougars, but they should be able to recover on this one. No boost for Ethan, but he's able to get an outlet pass.
yeah, I think that's exactly right. Like they've been just pretty much chilling on the midline. Like, yeah, sure, there have been some hairy moments here and there, but just a lot of back and forth on the midlines here. But wait a minute, I might have spoken too soon. A nice bounce off the back wall here.
No boost.
No boost, though. Both teammates have to rotate out and see. That's that communication that we're talking about. You need to know where your other teammates are, who's going to be with the offensive, and who's going to be the third man sweeping on the back line.
Yeah, so we're seeing maybe some boost issues for the Cougars. Again, 2 players without boost on the ball. Jonathan's able to pick up the pill there. But, you know, maybe we're seeing a little bit of boost management coming out not as strong for the Cougars.
Jarga with the shot.
And with how aggressive LCI's been playing in this game, that's probably going to come back to haunt them.
Tap.
Jonathan's able to get that one cleared out. Another touch.
Close double tap opportunity there.
Again, both players upfield with no boost.
Yeah. And, like, yeah, the pill is important to get. Like, if you can get the 100 boost, get the 100 boost. But I think even just getting 3 or 4 pads, you're up to 48 with that boost. Or, sorry, with, like, that number of pads.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, that's, I mean, obviously, if you can get 100, you can. But really, just being able to get, like, 2 or 3 pads constantly in your movement, that's imperative as a player.
Yeah, definitely.
Ball kept wide by Jarga there. Awkward commit, but he manages to make the most of it. Jonathan, high ball off the backboard. Cheetah maybe just floating to cover the ground. Double commit. Ends up sending it just after the Pokeball. Popped up by Jonathan. Pest Control trying to go for it. That might have been their third. Open net. Oh, little laggy.
Wow. That one went all the way into the back of the net and rolled up. I think we might do a server refresh after this game because that certainly did not look right. But nonetheless, the Cougars are able to tie this one up. And it was all three of them driving down on that net.
Yeah.
So again, an overcommit from LCI,
Yep,
and it comes back to bite them.
I mean, it's a high-risk, high-reward situation if you're there. If you're the third man and you end up going for that ball trying to get the goal off.
Yeah.
Like, you can, but you're going to leave your other teammates. You're all going to be stuck behind enemy lines, and then at that point, it's pretty much just fish in a barrel. Jarga, nice save. Doesn't crash under the pressure. Cheetah keeping it wide. Pest control. Not a lot of boost to work with here. Ends up getting dunkarooed by Ethan. Couple of chicken in a corn here right now. We got some action. Ends up getting sent across Samurai's territory. Cheetah gets the pill, lining himself up for an air dribble, but ends up getting early challenge there still. Nonetheless, Ethan trying to go up for it. Cheetah with a big aerial goal.
Was looking for the second touch here from Cheetah, and I'm sure the defense of the Cougars was too, but it slotted just barely under the crossbar and bounces in. And
a little laggy in the replay. That's all right.
It's a goal.
It's a goal. Could just be RN too, hopefully.
It could be, hopefully.
We might just do a reset in between games too, though.
Server after this one for sure.
But just on that last goal there, I just want to touch on Jonathan. Oh, nice save on the bottom right there. But Jonathan went up early nonetheless on that challenge, and that's what I like to see is early challenges and making sure there's a player from each team. Obviously, when I'm a competitor, it's different. I don't want anyone challenging me, but you want to see someone from each team challenging for the ball, because otherwise, if it's just one on none, then it ends up being Cheetah with the close save on the goal line. Huge, keeping it out.
Yeah, unbelievable defense there from Cheetah. Zero boost. He's able to keep that one out of the net still.
And a wide clear. Jonathan on the offensive now. Ends up bumping Jarga off. A little bit of hang time here. Maybe Nathan can line something up. Jonathan challenging from behind. Ends up forced to keep the ball in the corner again. Again and again. Ethan up for it. Knows his teammates there. Nathan stays down. Big 50 there, but hang on, their net might be exposed. Never mind, Ethan coming back from the corner. Overshot by Pest Control. Shot on, Jarga. Big save. Not leggy at all. Big save from Jarga, though, with the bicycle save even. Oh my gosh, and it's a 0-second goal! Jonathan ties it up! Oh, it's 1 second left.
Double tap with 1 second left here from Jonathan. The nice shot coming out in the chat there from Jarga. Game recognizes game.
Absolutely.
Jonathan ties this one up with a second left on the clock, and we're surely overtime bound unless something crazy happens here.
We got to see us straight into the back of the net here from off kickoff, but otherwise, yeah, that's an OT. Man, crazy, and I like that control that Jonathan showed there on that aerial. He got bumped, but it honestly ended up helping him. He had a boost. He just took a second to think, and he said, yeah, I can definitely make this double tap. Oh, close double tap opportunity. Cheetah trying to return the favor. Pest Control sends it on. Ends up being glanced wide there. Jonathan staying out of it, sees his teammate trying to go for it. Jarga ends up being shot on, kept out wide. Oh, it's a hot one, but Cheetah there. Pretty much their last man back at the midline, ends up shooting it on, but it's a pass back, right, for possession, absolutely. There's the pass to the midline. There's that synergy that we're talking about.
Just barely off. Maybe another shot here. Ethan blocked away by Pest Control.
Jarga sends the ball deep. Jonathan controlled on the goal line, risky, and the goal goes to Jarga.
I'll be back. Leave the lobby when the game ends, okay? I'm going to tell them.
And a crazy dunk. Jonathan with the right idea for controlling it, but it's so risky to do on your goal line. Jarga sees that, ends up muscling his way through. And game number 2 going to LCI Samurais. Strong victory. Now, if you'll just bear with us all, please, just for a moment, we're going to have to restart the server here just because of a little bit of the latency we've been having at the very least on our end. Hopefully, it's a simple fix. I guess we should change the mutator.
Yes.
Just unlimited now?
And we can
just map it out?
Yes. Okay. I'll keep track of it. So remaking the lobby here to get rid of that lag that we were getting on broadcast.
Pesky latency. Server is now open again. Hopefully our players can join it.
We're just going to track it manually.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you all for your patience and understanding. Everyone has been absolutely amazing working through the technical difficulties we have faced today.
All right, so
Okay.
a current 2-0 series lead for the LCI Samurai going into game number 3, and the Cougars are going to need a game here so that they can sway the momentum. The last one was close. I mean, we saw very, very close.
Yeah,
Down
really
to
close.
1 second.
Yeah.
They tie up that game.
Samurais managed to keep it out, though.
Yeah. Early pressure is going to be important here. The ball goes to the side of LCI, and they're going to have a quick push. Not if Jonathan has anything to say about it.
Jonathan keeping that ball in the corner. Stays on double commit there from Cougars. Nathan, see, wisely staying back there on the third line. Just being patient, giving his teammates time to come back, get some boosts, and regroup. Ball out. Oh, Cheetah with the worm burner ends up being sent wide to the right. Jarga stays on it, though. Maybe even finds the angle from the side. Wall doesn't. Big bang there. Nathan with the Dunkaroos. Now we're seeing a little bit of banger bingo here, but I think each team is just anxious to hit the ball and play fast.
Yeah, you really want to get that first goal in a series like this because it really does add so much momentum. Here's
wait a
Ethan with the
minute.
potential for the double tap,
Oh.
the triple off the crossbar, and it just does not go the way of the Cougars. LCI is going to have a push the other way. Cheetah takes to the air, but he's bumped off.
A nice defense there, and it's like I was mentioning earlier, like they still had their one teammate Cougars went for the ball, didn't make connection on the first attempt, but then there's another defender there ready for it, so
Yeah.
didn't even end up being that big of a deal for them. And they're not overextending. We don't see any double commits on defense or anything, so it's good to see.
Yeah, very calm, reserved play from both of these
Yeah.
teams. They're getting their opportunities, and they're just not quite coming to fruition because of the defense of the other teams. So no fault from either of these teams. They're actually doing exactly what they should be
Yeah.
doing. Just doing it really, really well.
Yeah, and we're seeing some demos coming out now from Cougars, and I think that physicality is going to add a lot to the gameplay. I mean, right now, I don't know, sometimes it's just not part of a team's agenda to go for the demos and whatnot, but I think it's, especially as you get higher up and it's harder and harder to score, like it's pretty imperative to at least bump it. And speaking of which, Pest Control frees up a defender.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen much physical play in this series so far, so it really could sway the momentum for one of these teams.
Most definitely.
We've seen demos coming out from both teams now, so it's going to be a matter of which team decides to take advantage of it.
Yeah, and the ball just kind of lobbed to Ethan there. He has time to pick up the boost and still chill with the ball. Jonathan sends it mid. Cheetah, a little bit of time to think here now. Might be a one-on-one for a second. Kind of tries to dribble himself up there, ends up just sending it to the left. Nathan, easy clear. Double commit from LCI, doesn't put him in too much danger though. And the double commit, double faker, Pest Control sending it across the goal line. Jarga getting blown up, Pest Control there to meet it. Fortunately, otherwise I think that ball was net bound.
Backboard
Off the
here,
crossbar.
awkward.
Oh, it's straight down again. And another double commit from the Cougars, but they're keeping the ball out. So I guess so long as it's not in the back of the net, that's the most important thing. But eventually those double commits are just going to put them increasingly out of position.
Yeah, I mean, we saw a double commit from Ethan and Jonathan on the back line there. Desperate to make that save. They were able to do it both times. I mean, that's costly. You're using a lot of resources when you send 2 cars at that. You're putting yourself out of position. Makes you more vulnerable to another attack.
I call that the Tim Hortons, the double-double.
There you go, the double. I like it.
Pest Control being a menace in the corner, staying on that ball, getting his challenges off. Cheetah even just throwing himself at it. See, there's that third man that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Jarga sees his other teammates commit for it and waits patiently. And by the time he commits in the corner, Pest Control's there to relieve and the teammates back with a solid rotation.
Close shots, a ball left in front of the LCI net. They're able to clear it out. And the Cougars have to start from scratch again. The demo coming out from Jarga there. Free ball.
Pest
Ethan
Control.
gets up to it with low boost. Nathan just barely misses
Double
that
whipper.
one. Possession
Jarga.
here.
Solo dish, perhaps?
Ooh.
Ends up being kept out wide. Big bounce out of the corner here. Maybe not the best overall off the wall, but Jarga gets some great power off it. First goal of the game going to Jarga.
Awkward play in the middle of the orange side of the field here. So many cars going at that ball. It's just it's a weird kind of triple pinch to the corner that bounces out perfectly for Jarga. Just enough boost to muscle that one into the net.
Yeah, just a great bounce for him to work with, and just the last defender, I think it was Nathan.
Yeah.
He ends up just, landing on his feet just a little bit too late. Wait a minute, a little bit of latency there. Whoopsie daisies. Hopefully that's only on our end and not theirs. Trade coming out, 2-on-2 for the moment.
Oh, another demo.
2-on-1 now. Cougars are coming at it.
The triplets adding some of that physical play.
And there's more of it coming out there. Even when it's
Yeah.
on defense, those demos help a lot. You take someone out of the rotation offensively.
Yeah.
One less person is a big deal to not have to work with.
I mean, opportunity.
Might see some offense now for Cougars. Cougars, you know, despite all the physicality and whatnot, LCI is just putting on the pressure, and Cougars are really having a hard time just finding a chance to breathe. And as I say that, they score the ball.
But you're not wrong. It really doesn't feel like there's been a lot of pressure for the Cougars.
No, yeah.
You know, this goal comes because of a miss from Cheetah off the backboard. Jonathan just so happens to be up for that ball. But I really don't think, like, let's take a look at the shots there. Yeah, like it's pretty equal. But, you know, talking just about the Cougars, we haven't seen much of that offensive pressure. But they are able to take advantage of a situation there.
Yeah, just times, like the ball's time spent in one end versus another. And a big save from Cheetah there, being kept out right off kickoff. Nathan gonna have to pad up on the midline there. Oh, instead Jonathan goes up for it. Big 50, ball comes down fast. Pest control waiting for it, ends up rotating out. Cheetah trying to go in, trying to get a touch on it. Jarga maybe feeds himself off the wall here. A little bit of boost to work with. Ends up just deciding, no, gonna stay down. Cheetah, he's there waiting for it. Jarga, can he follow up? Bounce out of the corner. Oh my goodness, great googly moogly, it's high.
Not much time left.
Jarga's up. Dunkaroos ends up being sent into overtime.
Of course, it's another overtime, another
Classic.
super close game.
It's gotta be
one
overtime.
goal each. I think last game was, what, 2 goals each?
Yep.
This is a really, really close series, but the Cougars need this one.
Didn't see any 1-second goals this series, but
No.
in my experience, overtime is usually like 8 seconds or like 8 minutes. And wait a minute, I might have spoken too soon. Never mind.
Open net just barely off. A missed opportunity there for the Cougars to seal that one.
Cheetah, nice clear, ends up sending the ball pretty far downfield. Jarga gets a nice pinch off the sidewall even. No one there on Cougars. A lot of hang time on that ball for a minute. Not what you want to see. Jonathan, boostless, sizing up his options here. Jarga sees that coming and anticipates it. There's that anticipation we're talking about. Jarga, and it's a shot on even, takes 2 Cougars to keep it out. Oh, and it's much the same. Cheetah with the banger from the third line.
Just a blistering shot here from almost the center line from Cheetah. Yeah, just
pretty well
inside the
line,
orange half, 102 kilometers per hour, just out of the reach of Jonathan inside the left side post. And LCI take a 3-0 series lead. They've made a statement here. They only need one more game to win this best of 7.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, and I don't know, it's like we mentioned earlier, it's like even if it's not resulting in shots and whatnot, the time spent in the enemy's side,
Yeah.
I don't know, it just speaks to the pressure, and it speaks to, I don't know, I guess just the offensive capabilities that the Samurais are putting on right now.
Yeah.
And the Cougars, I mean, despite their best efforts, they're trying to demo, they're trying to, I don't know, they're just trying to be physical, they're trying to be mechanical, set up pass plays and whatnot, but LCI is just meeting them at every move and outpacing them.
And I mean, LCI seem to have the strategies down, and one of their strategies seems to be mid-series substitutions, as we're going to see
Another
Saucy Shark re-enter the lobby. He played in Game 1, going to be back in here in Game 4 to try to seal the series for LCI as we get underway here in Champions Field. Do or die for the Cougars.
And I mean, good for them for having the team chemistry where even if they sub in someone that they might not have as many reps with, it doesn't really seem to disrupt their gameplay, their flow of, their workflow, so to speak, very much. So, I mean, kudos to them. They've got a lot of chemistry.
That means something. It's tough for some teams of 3 to have chemistry. For LCI to be able to field 4 players that they can sub in and out mid-series, that's something special if you've got chemistry for 4 players. And
oh, my goodness.
Coming out strong here.
Yeah, Cheetah just with the dribbler across map, cuts him up. Gordon Ramsay. A nice control there. And an easy dribble in.
Yeah, just really, really good dribble control there. Jonathan had no clue what to do with that one. And it's an early lead for LCI in a game that the Cougars desperately need.
Yeah, we've seen both games now. I think LCI, the last 2 games, they've taken the lead.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, nice. Nice dribble opportunity there. I think Jonathan, I like the patience that we're seeing. That's what we like to keep pointing out. Oh, can he get the speed on it? Saucy Shark, not enough boost.
Jonathan 52 of the LCI players able to muscle that one through. Both Jarga and Cheetah. Saucy Shark, 0 boost on the back line. Both of them 0 boost, but Jonathan makes the better play, and this game's tied up.
Has the momentum going with him, and even then he could have just went for the 50 if he wanted to. But yeah, no, great control there from Jonathan, and great staying on the ball. High ball from Jarga now, out. Air dribble almost across the map here. Ends up being just muscling it in. My man goes corner to corner.
Yeah, so it's these close 50 plays right in front of the net. This is a full field air dribble from Jarger. Runs out of boost at the end.
And he gets the
He
pogo bouncer.
pogos into a
Pogo
a
dunk.
save from Nathan.
Yeah.
It just goes in. So, I mean, I'm sure they'll take it. They're not going to complain about that one.
Absolutely not.
Oh,
And I
maybe
think
an
it's
opportunity. No.
close off the kickoff. Wait a
Oh.
minute. Hold on. Hold the phone. I think it's important too when you're aerialing to know, like, oh, nice saucy shark
Demo.
temple there. I think it's when you're aerialing, it's important, even if you're boostless, it's still important to position yourself or position your car in a way that you can still take a 50 or a dunk.
Yeah.
And try and anticipate that, right?
Yeah, you try to position yourself for multiple outcomes,
Yeah.
or at least give yourself the ability to get back if things don't go well for that
Yeah.
play. So.
Recovery is important there too.
Yeah.
And I think really, I haven't seen these. Recovery is a really important aspect of the gameplay. I think it's not really like, it might not be like it's important, but it's not. It's understated, you know.
Yeah.
And I think, like, I don't know, having good recovery mechanics
Ooh.
is especially important. You know, always making sure your tires hit the ground. Doesn't matter when Jarga's in the air, though.
Yeah, this one's just hanging out in front of the Cougars' net. and
For ages.
Nothing that they can really do about it. All three of them are awkward. Jarga's able to get up, and it's a quick tap down into the net. 3-1 already in this match for LCI.
I've seen a lot of action in the first minute and a half here.
Yeah, no doubt. Oh,
And
no,
wait a minute.
shot off the kickoff.
I think they were going for the fake kickoff, but
Yeah.
it ended up just working against them. And there's that communication that we're talking about. Like, you can most definitely go for fakes if you want, but boy, howdy, it's risky.
Oh,
Oh, my goodness. We may or may not have jumped into the future there, but a big save.
I think
This is likely just the byproduct of the tech issues we've been having all day.
Yeah, I think for clarification's sake, it does appear that we are the only ones having these latency issues.
Okay,
it doesn't
that's
look
good.
like the players are having them.
No,
And the
they're
Cougars.
not up in arms or anything. But
No.
Nathan, with the reverso pass high on the goal line.
Yeah. Two orange players in front of the blue net, and no blue players to be found.
No
That's usually
blue.
not a good sign,
That
especially
isn't
if
a
the
good
ball's
sign.
there.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Just that communication that we're talking about there. Jarga, I like that peel off there. He knows Cheetah's behind him. Ends up getting the demo instead. Cheetah gets a boost taken away from him. Ball still stays in LCI corner. Jarga gets the clear out. Jonathan trying to kill it at the midline. Cheetah sees that coming though, and he just anticipates it and gets the catch. Maintains the pressure. Jarga, nice bounce out of the corner. Shot from Saucy Shark. Easy save for Nathan though. And Cheetah gets a touch on it, but maybe not what he was after. High ball again, Jarga's up, reads the bounce off the sidewall there. And a great pinch there out from Nathan. He might have the whole net to work with. Jarga coming off the sidewall. We're seeing it heat up, man. These teams want it. This is it for the Cougars right now. So they gotta make it happen. And we can
Yeah.
tell that they want to make it happen.
Well, yeah, but LCI's got stalwart defense. Cougars cannot get through it. And they're trying to make those pushes through center field, but LCI's there to meet them almost every time. Like, again, this is a bit of a mistouch from Sashi Shark, but in the position to make that touch, and they end up getting it out. Maybe an opportunity here. Low boost for Jarga.
Oh,
but
and the
Cheetah's there.
save.
Able to clear it out. Low boost for pretty much everyone on the field right now.
Everyone's
Yeah.
struggling for the boost. Jarga comes in, 4 left in the tank.
And who else would it be
But
Jarga? Adds another goal in the series, another goal in this game to double LCI's lead as we enter almost the final minute of this match. The Cougars really need to make something happen here quick.
Final minute of potentially the series too, and I just want to highlight too on that last save that we saw before LCI scored.
Yeah.
Jarga was totally boostless, but I like what he did. I like what I saw. He couldn't really make the ball in time for a challenge, so he said he just chose a spot in the net
Yep.
to try and cover up some of an angle, and then he just stayed there. But fortunately, Cheetah was there to save it. But I like that approach. You got to make a decision, and if you can't make the ball, you just got to pick a place in the net.
Yeah, I mean, and that's that teamwork, and look what it resulted in. It
Yeah.
resulted in a goal for them seconds later. So we're seeing more shots coming out now for LCI as they continue the
Double
pressure.
tap, 2-on-1. Saucy
Pass
Shark
out
can
in
he?
the middle and a
Oh,
save by Nathan, keeping them alive. And the ball coming the other way now for the orange team. No boost for any of them.
Little leggy on our
Jumping
end.
around a little. The ball in the middle here for Ethan. He's going to pick it up.
Ethan,
Misses that second touch. The nerves
Misinput.
coming out maybe for the Cougars late in this one. They know they need to make something
Oh, it's a high
happen.
ball. This
one's
could be
in.
it.
Top left corner for Nathan.
Slot.
And they're going to cut the lead in half.
Yeah, that's a big shot here from Nathan. I mean, he just gets the boost. Saucy Shark just doing what he can desperately with no boost. But I mean, Jarga's totally boostless on the back line. And that's a tough ball to work with when it's high like that in one of the corners of the net. It's tough
Yep.
when you're boostless
Yep.
on defense. So, I mean, that gives Cougars definitely a greater chance here. They got 40 seconds. And, I mean, we've seen them score with 1 second left. So, really, all these seconds are just extra. You know, it's just bonus.
They've got a lot of seconds here. Realistically, they could probably score 30 goals. If we give
Really?
them-
Yes.
if we
yeah.
give them the chance, they can do
I
it.
think so. Uh-oh, Nathan with the tip backwards. Oh!
That one is going to be costly. That's not what.
That stings.
Definitely not what Nathan wanted with that touch there. Probably just a bounce off the ceiling, I'm guessing, is what he was going for.
It's a crazy pass play, though, but
Yeah, probably a pass down to Ethan instead of a pass down to his own net is what he was going for. But
definitely wanted to just stall that ball at the midline rather than send it back. And, I mean, I'm always a fan of the pass back to your own teammates, just to keep possession and to let your teammates set up the pass play rather than reacting what other people are doing. But, you know, when in times like that, when it ends up just being a cross-map banger, that's tough. And here we go, Cheetah. Maybe reads it off the backboard. He does, getting the 6th goal. Cheetah, this man is unstoppable.
let's add one more here. The Cheetah show continues. Him, Jarga, and Saucy Shark, and their sub in between games
Pest
and everything.
Control.
They've all played so well, Pest Control, yes, in this series. They've all contributed, and they all deserve to stand on the top step of the podium in 3 seconds here as we run down the clock in the finals
Could be it.
of the Alberta Esports Championship.
Kept up, Saucy Shark, killed by Nathan.
And it will
LCI
be
Samurais.
The hometown LCI Samurai take the bracket.
Poetic.
Congratulations to the LCI Samurai.
And I think well played to both teams.
Oh,
I think
absolutely.
we saw some great things. I think the Cougars demonstrated some great chemistry on the field, and I'm really anxious to see where both of these teams end up going in the future.
Yeah, the series ended in a sweep, but I mean, it certainly didn't feel like a sweep.
No, not at all. I don't think this felt like a sweep. I mean, yeah, the scores were high, the score differentials were high, but I think like competitively, we saw both teams scoring, and
Yeah.
we saw both teams putting pressure on each other.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to see in a series.
And I mean, that's just kind of what happens in a series like this. When you have such a high skill floor and
Yeah.
a nearly unlimited skill ceiling,
Yeah.
you're going to get these matches that are just so high in skill, both of these teams, the mechanical skill coming out.
Yep.
At the end of the day, the Samurai are able to take it. But, I mean, we cannot downplay the performance from the Cougars here this weekend,
Absolutely
going
not.
undefeated up until this point, only losing to the first seed LCI Samurai.
Yeah, clearly, I mean, that speaks to the performance, if anything.
So again, congratulations to the LCI Samurai as they take first place in our Rocket League bracket. We're going to go to a short break here, and we'll be back with more action at AEC 2024 after this.
Thank you all.